Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we pick a random idea from a hat and see where we can go with it.
Right, today's random idea. The Isekai protagonist is the villain.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is assigned villain or is actually the villain?
Is the actual villain.
I've seen it done both ways before, and you could, and
Yeah,
it,
'cause,
As in, the main
most of the
character
time-
is not the guy who was Isekai. The guy who was Isekai is the one who needs to be stopped. That sounds like fun.
Okay.
well,
like
if
fun.
you make them just your
Especially if
classic
you give-
isekai protagonist,
That's a
oh,
little
those
villain.
guys, yeah.
Your
Well, and
classic
if-
Isekai protagonist
you give-
is
oh,
a
I
got a
womanizing,
harem.
overpowered guy who contributes to slavery constantly and easily plows through any threat that possibly
And
could
solves
stand in
most
his
such
way.
as violence.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So if you
That
did that with
Sounds
the
like a villain to
villain,
me.
Okay, so why would someone be bringing him in as a villain, or are they bringing him in as
They're
a hero
bringing him
and they
in as
just
the hero.
and he's just not a good guy?
he's
Or you
not
could
a
go
good
with
guy.
the
I like
classic
that.
way of having someone to get Isekai of just they're there now.
Mm.
Why are they there? Because they're there now.
Okay, I
That is
like
always
to
an
have
option.
reason.
Yeah,
You like
yeah,
lies.
but that's
I don't
the
like holes in my
that's the
stories.
lame way to do it. That's the poorly written isekai
That's
way of
not
doing
all
it.
way
Yeah,
to do it
I
here.
like pulling him in as a hero. He's pulled in to be the hero, and he's given, they use their holy magic and mana or whatever, all the pull out all the stops to make this great powerful hero and to make him super overpowered, and then he turns out to be a total jerk.
What are they pulling him in to fight against? Because if they are calling this hero, they're in some kind of
Something big
need
is going on.
to have a hero. So is he coming to fight monsters? Is he coming to fight some horrible wizard? Is he coming to, this
You
horrible
could have
wizard
him
may
coming
actually
to fight the demons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
an existential
Demon King
threat.
is a common one. You can do Demon King.
It could
you
be a
do-
war.
It could be a war. It could be a great dragon
Something
or
I
a
think
mighty.
sounds like it might be fun is if he was
monster.
called in to slay the Demon King, but then he started causing trouble to both sides, and so both sides ended up putting aside their differences and going, "We just need to stop this guy."
Actually, one thing you could
That'd make
do.
it very
What
interesting.
I had have some kind of war going on between nations, and one of the weaker ones decides, hey, if we're not going to win this war, we're going to be utterly annihilated in it. And so they do an ancient summoning ritual to find a powerful hero. He comes in, and he immediately takes over the whole kingdom type thing, and then plows through all his enemies, stuff like that. And so now there's also a rebellion within his kingdom, and everyone else is trying to stop this one guy
So
too.
you could do this a couple of ways, okay? Let me write my notes down before I forget them. Okay, so he could come in, slay the demon king,
Mm-hmm.
and then take over the demon. Take over the demons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would
take
be
over
one
the
route.
whole world.
Right, and then he's going, "Hey, I am now your god."
I saved you. I'm your hero now.
The
do
other thing
everything
he
I
could
tell
do
you.
is he could come in having been summoned by someone on one side of the war or multiple countries in the war, and he comes in summoned by one, and instead of just helping them win the war or settle for peace, he takes over all of it. He takes over that kingdom. He takes over all the kingdoms. He's like, now we have the peace. I am your king. I am
Emperor,
and he's a
God, whatever
horrible
he wants to-
dictator.
yeah.
He is a horrible dictator. And so he comes in thinking, hey, I am going to unite this. I'm going to do all these good things, but he's really quite evil.
Yeah.
And then you've got to have people from within, come up and fight him. So which way do we want to go with this?
I'd go with probably the second route.
Which one was that?
The
My second route?
the second one you mentioned, which is
Okay.
also just the second route that was mentioned of the
Okay.
two. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay, well, it's like
war.
other people had said
The
some
war.
things.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
thinking you were meaning the one where you don't actually fight him physically, because fighting this guy physically is going to be nearly impossible. At least if he's like a classic Isekai protagonist. Because traditionally, the way that an Isekai protagonist works is I summon the great meteor or directly onto your face in order to damage the protagonist, and it does 1% of in damage.
Now, if you really want to play off the classic Isekai hero, he could be somebody that's coming in and going, okay, I want slaves, lots of them,
Or he could
and
think
I
he
want,
himself
I
as a
want,
hero.
lots of concubines, lots of slaves, lots of now everybody worships me. I'm your hero.
Yeah, he could still think of himself as the
Yeah,
hero.
he thinks of himself as a
Well,
hero.
villains always do.
Mm-hmm.
Villains always think of themselves as a hero no matter how bad they are, because Thanos was saying he was going to have a grateful universe, and
Oh yeah, lots of
Unfortunately, he didn't really understand economics.
nope.
but
So
Yeah.
okay,
Having
so
a harem is illegal and alright. Morally okay stuff here.
Yeah, totally.
yeah, so he could do that. Then who is your protagonist?
Who's your
Who
hero?
can stop him?
Well, your hero is
the one who can poison his drink.
That usually doesn't work. They usually have immunity to poison. All of them.
Yeah, how do we
Been
get
building up
The
an
question
immunity
is,
to
how
IAK
do you
powder.
have someone who can do something against this guy? Because the classic Isekai protagonist, you have the Demon Lord's
Okay.
army fighting him, and he's
So
just
here's what
throwing
you do.
demons
Here's what you
at
do.
Again,
No,
Just-
here's what you do. You don't have to make them overpowered in every way. There are two main routes you go with Isekai overpoweredness. One is I'm just overpowered in every single way. But the more common way is for them to complain about not being overpowered, but then get one super really overpowered ability that can be used for so many things.
Okay, we also don't have to follow traditional, tropes that
Well,
are dumb.
If this
Or
is
something,
yeah, what I'm saying is
we can put. I always am big on, you have to put limits.
Yeah.
You have to
and
put
so
limits, whether
that's
it's
what I'm
magic
saying,
or power or
is
something. You
in-
have to put limits.
it's very easy to just give him an ability that is ridiculously overpowered,
So
and
Mm-hmm.
then you can actually work around that.
Find a way around it. Another thing you could do,
You
and
should also have it so he's constantly complaining about not being very powerful.
okay, you can do that
Yeah.
one.
another
You
thing you
that
could
always
possibly
happens.
do
Okay,
Every
Heather's
time.
turn. Heather's turn.
is you could do kind of a war and demon king, and have him have slayed the demon king, but have maybe some posterity, and have something where your hero figures out how to unite the demons and the humans and everyone else, and basically unite the world against this guy to overthrow him.
That would work,
I mean, it is
especially if
Because
you
you
had like
probably need to
multiple
kill
different
everyone.
races
yeah.
that all naturally hated each other.
Like,
Yeah,
you
you
got
could
the
do
elves,
that.
the dwarves, the humans, the demons, the lizard folk, and everyone absolutely hates everyone else. Why does everyone hate everyone else?
Because there's always people with
God.
haters, right?
Good point. They said Isekai, so there has to be.
Oh, right, of course.
Okay.
Or fox ears, because I think fox ears are cuter.
Something along those lines. You get what
Cat
I'm
ears are
saying.
more common though.
Yeah, cat ears are more common, but they're not as fluffy.
Thing you can have multiple races and multiple groups, and you can probably get somebody, if you can get someone to unite everyone, then you could probably get enough strength to overcome this.
I still don't really know who our hero is in this.
Who would try to unite everyone?
Let's see, we could go with...
Alright, here's what you do. Have him be someone who was like the son of one of the old kings who got
Mm-hmm.
so his entire family got
got
killed and he managed to escape.
Maybe the Demon King's son.
Ooh, that would work.
For some reason, I actually prefer the idea of Demon King's daughter. I don't know
We could
why,
do
but I
that.
think that... But for some reason, I prefer that idea.
Demon King's daughter is also doable.
Also, that gives a good explanation for why she managed to escape.
Okay.
There you go. But if then you'd have he or she would still have to unite all the people and build up an army or build up a force to take him down. If it's a girl, she might be able to infiltrate his harem.
Cookies. Oh no.
But yes, that could be doable. That could be fun. If I were writing this, that's probably the direction I'd go.
Okay, I'd be totally honest. There's two main ways you could go. One is to utilize the prompt as a very rough idea, but then completely ignore the underlying concepts of isekai entirely, which is how you two would write it, or to completely slaughter and basically point out all the problems with the isekai tropes. And in order to do that, I don't think either of you could write a story like that, because neither of you really watch much anime,
watch a
especially not
few.
isekai
Yeah,
anime.
we
Well,
don't
she
watch that
watches a
much
lot of
isekai, but
anime,
yes.
but
Okay,
I only
but
have yeah.
not the trash.
Right. Well, you know me. You
The
know,
deconstructed
You want to see
isekais.
the trash isekai animes? I'd suggest something.
don't say
like...
what they are.
No,
Don't
okay.
say we're not bashing things on this channel.
Okay, fine.
But well, the thing is this. You know me. I will give a book. About maybe 3 pages. If it hasn't caught me by then, I put it down. I will give a TV, a series,
Couple of
one
minutes.
episode, maybe only a couple of minutes, and that's it. So if you don't catch me right off, so no, I don't watch a lot of the things out there. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but no, you could still. There are lots of different ways you could go with this, but I think it's still possible to defeat the isekai.
Yeah, no,
Of
it's
course it is.
quite
You
possible.
could go a lot of different ways. You could go I'm going to go the underground way and kind of a ground up. Let's come up and or you could go just
or somehow trick him into spelling his own demise.
That would be a good one. Or you could
No matter how
also,
powerful he is, if you can trick him, you can.
Yeah, I have seen that be done.
You could take these people and send them on a quest to find the strong light magic to counter it. They could,
He most likely would
Lots
use
of
light
options.
magic, so actually you'd
enough.
want to get strong dark magic to counter him.
Okay.
Fair
Well,
enough.
there's lots of ways you could go with
Plenty of
this.
ways to go, plenty of things you can do.
So
We'd love
who
to hear.
would have the most fun writing this?
I probably have quite a bit of fun writing this.
I
Actually,
find it
enjoying that
annoying,
quite a bit.
in all honesty.
I've been helping Michael do an isekai, and it's very creative. It doesn't have any of the,
It's not tropey.
Yeah, it's not tropey. It
yeah,
is
the one
very
who's actually
creative
been
and
trying
it's
to throw in
fun.
the harem was actually hurt.
I wasn't trying to throw in a harem. You have to get that couple together. I'm insisting on it.
Yeah,
It's called
I'm the one who's
Fantasia when it
going,
comes out.
Let's slow
Very
down
cool.
the romantic arcs.
Yeah, what do you know about girls? Okay, we'll argue about that
Not
later.
much.
And you can give us your
You throw
comments
some comments
and
and
Tell us how you
ideas
would
for
write this.
and ideas for our hat. And we will see you next time.